Luis Castillo was quality, but the offense was not. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show, where we love Seattle pro sports. I'm your host, Mikey, and today we are talking about a Mariners loss to the Minnesota Twins 1-3. This is the first of a 4-game series, and Luis Castillo, he looked good. You know, what can you say? He gave us a quality start. But the offense just did not come through when we needed them to. I mean, if we go ahead and we will pull up the numbers here, we can see that. Come on. We can see that Luis Castillo went 6 2/3 innings, and then they finally got to him a little bit there in that 7th inning. There, gave up a couple more earned runs and gave up 3 earned runs in total. But again, that still qualifies as a quality start. And yeah, it was really too bad that the offense could not get this done tonight. I mean, we really had a chance in the 7th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. At least we got 1 run, which is, my biggest concern, or my biggest not biggest, it's not my biggest concern, but my whenever the Mariners get bases loaded with 0 outs, it is not a situation I feel good about. That's how I'll put it. I don't know what it is, and I'm not watching all the other teams, so I don't know how bad they are at it. But when I watch the Mariners and we get in our situations with bases loaded and 0 outs, it sure does seem like we hardly ever come away with anything. We were lucky to get the 1 run today. Because I mean, again, the bats, they weren't there at all. 14 strikeouts as a team total today. Only 3 hits total. Polanco, Haniger, and Garver getting those hits. Only drew 2 walks, and then when we made that happen, we weren't able to really take full advantage of it. I was really expecting that. We would be putting up a bigger fight than this, but my goodness, the bats were not good at all. And I don't know when they're going to get it turned around. It feels like this has been going on for a while, and our pitching was just so good that it was masking it. But you come to a day like today where Luis Castillo has finally found himself again, and he's been on fire. You don't want to be wasting that. I mean, I would understand if we at least got some threat and produced a little bit to put some pressure on the other team, but we didn't do that. Again, the most high pressure situation we had was the bases loaded and no outs, and again we were only able to push across 1 run in that situation. When are we going to run into one and hit a bases clearing double, or just get a couple of singles in a row to score a few people? I mean, I don't know. It's something isn't right. I can't really tell you what it is or point out what it is to you, but it's there. It's not. It's not good. They got the new batting, offensive coordinator, and we thought that was going to be a big help. And for what I can tell, I mean, it's maybe potentially helped a couple of guys. I'm not sure, but overall, it's not working right now. Where I mean, we're just as high of a strikeout rate, or if not higher than last year. We're hitting less home runs. And again, still, what's wrong with Julio? What's going on with Julio? 0 for 4. Still only has 1 home run on the season. We're now 19 and 16. So yeah, we're well over a month into the season. Like when are some of these guys going to start putting it together? I just there. I guess what has me concerned is that our pitching, what our pitchers are doing right now, it's not sustainable, right? I mean, there's no way we're going to go over a full season and get like a 1 point something ERA as a pitching staff, right? That's not going to happen. So while our pitchers are locked in like the way they are right now, this offense needs to figure it out. They don't have to get locked in and be putting up an MVP type month like Julio did last year, but you need to at least produce. I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't have won this game today. Just in that 7th inning alone, when we had bases loaded and no outs. We should have pushed across a few runs, and then we're talking about, okay, now the pressure's really on the other team because our starting pitcher is so good, because our bullpen is so good, but we didn't make that happen, and something needs to get figured out, because I'm just afraid we're going to miss a window of really being able to take off at the beginning of the season here, which is going to be important, because we saw how it can really come back to bite you at the end of the season if you start off slow. And we're obviously not in a slow start. We're in first place right now, but it's still early enough in the season that you could say, you want to give yourself some padding against the teams behind you, and you're not going to do it if you're producing absolutely zero offense. All right, we need all of our stars to be better. We need Julio to be better. Polanco's got to be better. Garver's got to be better. It's just. I just hope these guys figure it out soon while the pitching is like red hot as it is. All right, let me know how you felt watching this game. I probably sound a little more frustrated than I actually was now that I'm sitting down and talk about it. But yeah, it's just, sitting down and then I guess looking at it, it's like, really, come on, guys. Like 14 strikeouts, only 2 walks, and you can't. You get yourselves in another situation where you got bases loaded and 0 outs, and you only get the 1 run, and still that was, it didn't look good up there. All right, but yeah, let me know. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, give me those comments on how you felt about this game. Podcast listeners, follow, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating and a written review, because it all helps the show grow. And thanks for listening to the Seattle Sports Show, where we watch legends awaken. So take cover, because with a sea of sound, you will see us rise to reign supreme and win forever.